Alright, so in the last video we had finished up cutting the roof off this car. So for some reason this car had a lot of Bondo in this area here, and really I was afraid that it was going to distort the thick vinyl top, so I got rid of all of it. And I got this rail cleaned up, got all the lead and all that burned out. Of course the roof was off in the last video. I welded up these cracks and made all that strong again. No, the welds ain't the prettiest in the world, but they'll work. That's the main thing. They're not going to be seen, so just weld it up, make sure it's good and strong, and not bad considering you're welding through surface rust and that type of thing. But anyway, I also took a sledgehammer and beat this rail back up, so hopefully it won't be pushing into the headliner when the headliner goes back in the car. So same thing on this side. Lots of needless filler that was about that thick in places. So we're starting to fit the new roof here. I just wanted to share something with you I found out from the owner of the car last night. When he drove this car home, he discovered the crack on the roof, and he got home and he called the guy and said, "Hey, what happened here?" And he said, "Oh, somebody set a box on it and it got pushed down." A box? Really? Okay, so earlier in the videos we saw the way this was cut. I think that's a little more in a box, dude. So people will lie to you. They don't care. Just because you buy a $30,000 car, they don't care. They'll lie to you. So just wanted to put that out there. Always remember that, because you just sometimes don't know what you're getting. Just because it has shiny, pretty paint don't mean it is what it's supposed to be. Roof is on, ready for filler. Got a real nice transition right here. So very minimal filler will have to be used. All right, so I've got the car now at this point ready for primer. So I used the window trim to get these arches as close as possible. I'm gonna put some epoxy primer on here. This car is gonna have a vinyl top put back on it, so it's very important to put a good coat of epoxy on the roof. I'm not gonna 2K high build up here. There's no point. It's a waste of labor and a waste of material. I'm gonna 2K from about here down, because this on a Monte Carlo about 1.5 inches here is shown all the way around on the full halo roof. So everything looks good. Got all the contours right. Real happy with the way everything's turned out so far. I did go ahead and pop the trunk lid. I welded these up solid, so that won't give any more trouble. The molding had held moisture here from being shut for years and condensation, so that had started to pit. I was able to repair that. This tail panel is going to get painted satin black like a 71 SS car. Looking real good. You can see the AMD sticker. If anybody needs the part number, there it is. Still got to put all the window studs in. Ones that broke off or ones that's gone. The roof, I don't know why they don't make these roofs with the window studs. That would be a great improvement if they did that, but they don't. So luckily Building Speed has a pretty good tutorial on where they all go. That's usually what I follow. Clean the corners up here on both sides. So here's the epoxy primer on the roof. High build around the edges where it's going to be seen. Of course, I high builded the areas that had a lot of sand scratches, so I ain't gluing, painting over sanding scratches in the filler. Got the lip fixed. It's ready for, once this dries for a few days and cures out, it'll be ready for wet sanding. All right, so we've made it to the stage where we lay out the vinyl top trim. We've got all the window stud clips screwed in here. We've got the tail section painted black. Basically the car's ready to reshoot. So when you get all the trim laid down, you get it held in place, then you basically just tape it, run tape all along the edge. I did a more in-depth video of this earlier in the Jace's series on his other car. Alright, so a lot of people wonder what's the big rage with CSI polish, and I'm going to show you the reason I use CSI polish by spraying this hose. See all that? See all that in those grooves and down in the edges? I can get a toothbrush and make it easier, but it's coming out of those edges on its own. It basically turns to soap. You won't get that with any other, especially oil-based polish. CSI is water-based, and it is amazingly easy to clean up. And if anything, this new Serum XX is even easier than the original, and the original was easy. But I mean, this stuff just, you got stuff on the edge like here, it just goes away. It just melts. That's why, not to mention its great polishing abilities, that's why I use CSI. So just a quick little video, but just hopefully it helps somebody out there. If you want to know why all the rage about CSI, or why you should not use 3M or any petroleum-based product to buff a car anyway. It sticks like glue. You'll never get it cleaned up. All in the jams, it makes such a mess. And it prohibits a fresh paint job from curing correctly. So it causes excessive dieback and that type of thing. So been down that road, and I started using CSI. And I still do give my clear coat time to gas out, but it definitely helps, and the cleanup is just amazing. Alright, so this is going to wrap up the video of Jace's 70SS, the red car. Had to do a roof replacement on it. He had the upholstery shop put a full halo vinyl roof. So all that turned out nice. Done a respray, cut, buff. Cleaned up the interior, the new headliner, package tray, steering wheel, cleaned the dash up, just kind of give it a facelift. Had to take all the moldings off, put all the moldings back. Luckily all the trim was NOS GM. Grill too. This car was body off restored at one point, but it got damaged on the top and it wasn't fixed correctly. You can see in the prior videos. Added a 71 trim. So overall, real happy the way this car turned out. Cranberry red. I got the base coat from a local store to match it, and used Tammy Miller's clear from Revolt Auto Paint. Check it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Restoration inquiries in the video description.